Hey, Diane DeWald with creativecatcrafts.com. I cannot talk today. Welcome back to the channel. Hey, and if you're new here today and at the end of the video or through the video you decide you like the content I'm presenting, click that subscribe button down below and then don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified the next time I upload a video. And welcome. So today we're going to use this Gina K Designs Loving Wishes stamp and coordinating die. This is currently an incentive stamp through either July 7th or July 14th, whenever Gina has her next release of product. Currently, if you spend $75 or more, you get to pick one of three incentives, and this is one of them. And then you can also purchase the coordinating die. And I have already pre-cut out a bunch of the wreaths. I forgot to save the center, so I went ahead and cut another one. And then I have my negative space because it's just easier to die cut before and then stamp and then color in. And we're going to use the Ohuhu alcohol markers. And I just have to plug Sandy Allnock. She has this hex chart that I am just falling in love with. And I colored this in. So on her website, and I forget how much it is. It was $5 to $7. It might have been $6.99. I don't remember the exact price, but you got this whole set of hex charts for Ohuhu markers. And some of you may or may not realize that Ohuhu, late in 2025, they changed their numbering system on their markers. So if you have the old markers, which I had a set of the old, and I have since sold them and purchased the new numbers because OCD me needs the new numbers. But what I did, and this is copyrighted by Sandy, and thank you, Sandy, for all your hard work. And I'm just going to take this overlay away. This is my doing, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But basically, Sandy created this hex chart and had varying colors and values next to one another. So if you decide you wanted to pick, say this, oh, that's a bad example. This particular color right here, all of these colors around it are very close to it and match it. It's kind of like using a color wheel, but it's in a hex chart, and I just love it. So what I did is I took Sandy's original file, just like this, and I am in no way offering this for free or pay. This is just for my personal use because I like to see the colors without any writing. But then how do you identify if there's no writing? So I created this overlay. So I took her original hex chart and dumped it into a program called Procreate and erased all of the numbers, the numbering system, but preserved that in a complete blank set so that I printed out the numbers and her copyright information on a transparency, and then I laminated it. And this one, it was all blank, the hexes, and I went in and I colored it myself. So long story short, head over to Sandy Allnock's website, and she has these hex charts for Ohuhu and Copic, and I don't know if she's got an Olo, but she's got a ton of hex charts over there. And take a look at some of her YouTube channels. She has several YouTube channels. She's watercolor, she draws, and her voice is just mesmerizing. So thank you very much, Sandy, for all of your hard work for this. I'm going to use Ohuhu markers on coloring this. So let's get into this. I'm going to clear this and we can get stamping and coloring and completing a card. So I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my Misti, just a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to put that down, and let's get this wreath all situated. Oh, It has stamp material in the middle. And yep. So on the die cut, there is several places where you've got something that sticks out. And that's not it. There it is. I think that's it. So hang on. Oh boy, I crinkled that one well. Woof, woof. Trying to get this to line up. Somebody on Gina's website said this was really hard to do. Oh, there we are. Just got it. This little leaf here that juts out, there's one over there as well. So I'm going to try. That's not it. Wow. This is harder than it looks. There. Okay. We're going to flip this over just like that. I've not used this stamp before, so this is a learning experience for us folks. And I have the negative that we're going to utilize. We're going to tape it down. I'm just trimming off the corners. It'll make it easier to tape down. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm using, whoops, Memento Tuxedo Black because I'm going to use alcohol markers. And it's just what I like to use. I have not yet conditioned this stamp, so this is probably going to be a really bad impression. Oh, not bad. But I am going to wash this stamp off and get some of that manufacturer residue off with it. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's see if I can get this to line up. And I'm going to take some minty tape and put this over on the back side so that when I put a die cut in there, it's going to stay secured in there instead of popping out. I've had die cuts that have been ruined because they popped out and I wasn't ready for them to pop out. So let's see if I can get this to line up. They weren't kidding. This is not easy to line up. Oop, hang on. Nope, not that. Oh, hang on. I think I got it. I did. I got it. So I'm just looking for leaf points to line that up. Wow, that was not easy. And you know what? I'm going to pause you. I'm going to cut this out of a different color. I'll be right back. Okay, I think this is just going to be easier for you to see. And how about I move you in a little closer and reposition this? Because I really want you to see what I'm doing here. Oh, cat hair everywhere. So I'm concentrating on these two leaves right here. So those are the two leaves I'm looking for. And I'm basically just gonna wing this. Nope. And I'm gonna keep turning it in a single direction until I think I can see right there. I grab that leaf, those flowers right there, that's all falling into place. And bingo, we have it. Can you see that? And all I did was I put this template down and just started rotating it, concentrating on one spot until it looked like it was falling into place. And I'm just going to make sure I have this lined up and even around the sides of the flowers and leaves. And then we just have to pop in here's the other, there we go. I just needed one point to fit just like that. So let's go ahead and get this inked up. And I need my Stampin' Bug. A lot of you have the Chucky tool now. I have not taken that plunge because I just picked this up from the Stampin' Bug. And we're going to ink again. I have 3 Mistis. Just because sometimes when I'm demoing, I like to leave items in the Misti like this. I want to keep this. It needs a little more up here at the top and then down here at the bottom. So I'm not going to take the stamp off of this platform, but I am going to go color this. There's a point down here that just doesn't want to ink. There we go. I think I got it that time. Yep, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this little guy out of here. Oh no, I'm not, because this is doing a really terrible job of inking. Yep. But what I was saying about my Misti is I have 3 of them, and a couple of them I have got warped doors. And there, it's perfectly colored. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this guy off. Yeah, I really did a number on that acetate when I was pulling it off. And we're going to get set up for coloring. So I'm going to, whoa. Concentrate, camera. I'm going to move you out just a, oops, that's in. Move you out just a smidge. Not too far because we're going to color. And before we color, okay, camera, concentrate on that. I am going to pull a background. I did these backgrounds in the last couple months, and I really like this one. I think this is Lucky Clover and Sea Glass maybe that I was using, and I like this one too. If I have time, I might do a second one. But I used Sandy's hex chart and just started matching colors, and then I would grab my overlay. So like this green right here, that's YG66, and that is not what I picked. I think it wasn't what I liked. And then I ended up down here at this guy, which was G49. And I just started getting all the markers. And this is the same cardstock, which is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White as my hex chart that I printed. And I just started going, okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. And this is the center of the flowers. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and get this colored in utilizing these numbers. And these, like I said, these are the new numbers. So if you have the old Ohuhu on their website has a conversion. So if a creator gives you numbers like I'm giving you, you can go out and use G49, plug it in, and it'll tell you what the new color is. I think I was going to do, of the yellows, Y19 and Y17. It's canary and bright lemon yellow. And I think I'm going to go with the canary. And I am not a colorist by any stretch. I'm just going to color these flowers in. And it's going to take me a long time, so I'm going to get this started and I'll pause you because I'm not going to edit this video. But that's what I'm going to do for all of the yellow flowers. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all of them but this last one here, and I thought I'd have you watch me color this in. I don't do like the shading that those that use Copics who have had training. I don't really do the shading. I just like how alcohol markers color. And let's go ahead. I'm using the bullet and a very light hand. This is E614, and I can tell you it's maple syrup, and they even changed the names between. Sorry, I'm going to make you sit through this one. I don't know if I like the dark center. Too late now. Although I could get the colorless blender out and lift some of that. We're just going to leave it. Okay, and for, so I have two yellows. There's little flower buds on here. So let's go ahead and get these colored in. And then I'll come back and I'll do the leaves. These are cute. Yep, that's going to be a flower. This is a flower. These are flowers. Yeah, I've seen some comments about the Ohuhu and bleeding, and literally you can't mash it to, you can't like do this. It's just a little bit of a light, it's kind of like your blending brushes. Light hand, light hand. Okay, so this is, I don't know if I'm gonna like this one. This is the green, and this is G49. They call it sour apple. Let's go ahead and, oh, I don't know. That's kind of cool. Go ahead and get this in. Kind of a nice springy color. And I'm sorry I'm not talking. I have to concentrate to do this. These are really pretty. Oops, I went outside the line there. Oh well, it happens. So if you go outside the line, I'll show you here in a minute and at the end. I may do this more than once because these are tiny, teeny, tiny little places. I'm not even going to try for those little dots there. Okay. It is so hot in my studio. I'm on the upper floor. I'm doing my best to stay cool. Okay, let's grab that colorless blender and let's see if I can fix that. So, where was that? Now I can't even see it. Oh, there it is. So I'm just gonna, and then let it do its thing. I think you can see it. So right in there, it's already disappearing. I can still see it, but the camera's showing you it's disappearing. Isn't that pretty? I think that'd work. I think it'll work. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. What other backgrounds do we have here that would work with? Ooh, that's kind of cool. I think that's just too busy. Ooh. Nope. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Okay, we're going a completely different direction. I like that. I don't know what color that is. I did these backgrounds a long time ago. So let me grab Master Layout 1. I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. And it's the smaller of the two rectangles. And I've got, so this background I think was on watercolor paper. I have 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest Solar White for the inside, and then these are the matte. I use 65-pound Pop Tone Black Licorice. And if you don't have the Master Layout 1, that's the dimensions. The smaller is going to be the white or the colored background, and then the larger is the matte. So while you're looking at those dimensions, I'm going to go ahead and get this cut down using the Master Layouts 1, 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And we can go ahead and hide that. Whoops, you don't want to see that photo, but you do want to see this. So let's go ahead and I'm going to grab my big Stampin' Up! Acrylic block because this was done on watercolor. I've got some cardstock hair on the side. So if you've got cardstock hair, you can kind of see it right there. Just grab a nail file, and this is on the back side. You see how that disappeared? And it's all right there. And I'm just gonna throw it on the floor because why not? And my Tombow glue and one of the mats. I almost called it backers. One of the mats. What? Oh, come on. There. Okay. Do your thing, block. And then let's get the inside. I'm not doing anything pretty at the mat on the inside of this one. And I'm gonna have to find something for that other panel that I really just love. I see butterflies, and let me grab I'm going to use my cut cardstock, Neenah Classic Crest Solar White, the card base. They already have them cut and scored for me at the A2 size. It just saves me a lot of time. See, some of that cardstock dust I didn't get pulled off. Let's go ahead and get this on the inside. This is just a fast, easy card. Fast, easy. Here I am at 25 minutes. Oh, I'm out of inch minty tape. I want that flat. Let's get this panel on the front. And oh, I like that. I really like that panel. That's very pretty. While we let that glue down, I'm going to grab my silicone mat. And I have a bunch of blanks. Excuse me. I'm going to get these lined up and glued together for dimension. Instead of popping it up on foam squares, oops, there we go. I'm going to use some die cuts for the dimension. And I did save the inside. Yep. Okay. Now I know how that works, and it will work. And then now I need to figure out this. Trying to get, oh, hang on. There we are. Haha, you just have to look for a point and then lay it down and make sure it works. And now I'm going to glue. This is just my Tombow glue. And there we are. It perfectly lines up. And this just gives us some dimension on the front. There we go. Just like that. I think that's pretty. Okay. And I'm liking that. That is actually really pretty. Now there is a sentiment that goes, and I'm going to put that right smack across the center. So we're going to get this glued down. Try to get this in the center. Yep. And while that is drying, now here's the question. Do I want to put that in like that and then have this across? No, I'm going to leave it that way. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, let me grab my Misti. One more time. And oops, that's the cardstock. We don't want to use that one. I just need some throwaway cardstock. Not just throwaway, but scrap cardstock. And yes, I know that's a full spiel. A2 size. Oh, I gotta turn that. Okay, and I have not primed this or gotten the manufacturer residue off, and that is like really crooked. Oh, you would think. There we go. I'm going to pick this up. Okay, I think it's working. And boop. And let me, oh, my microfiber towel. Let's pull. There. And before I do that, I'm going to grab my minty tape. I'm going to put 2 down, 1 at each end. Okay, now we can get this lined up. Whoop, I moved it. There we go. And slide that in, and let's get inky. So how many of you, I'm recording this well before the 4th, or a couple days before the 4th. Do you have 4th of July plans? Let me know in the comments down below. We are heading to my in-laws' lake cottage, which is not too far away. Why? Oh, this is upside down. Ah, that's why. Putting this back, and I wasn't putting it back correctly. That's gonna bug me. I really messed that up. Oh well. Okay. Pull this out. And I have a second die cut. We're going to glue this. Together. Just to give it a little more substance. That's good. And let's bring this back in. And I need some small and some tiny scissors. It's on the back of this greeting. I need this tweezers. I need to put some strips in the middle to, oh, we're stuck to the tweezers. There we go. That way it's kind of supported in the middle. And then glue it on the ends. And then I'm going to go find some bling. Oh, I hope that's, oh, I got it straight. Oh my goodness. So let me go find some bling, get this straightened up a little bit, and we can finish this card. Okay, so I found my bling, which is, I believe this is from Cartwright Sequins and Beads. This is their, what do they call this? Confetti, and it's the glossy black. And you know how I didn't like that alcohol marker in brown? I've got some sequins in there in the center of each one of those flowers. So we're going to go ahead and replace that brown with a sequin. I'm using Gina's matte glue. So if it creeps out the side, I like that a whole lot better than that brown center. And then I've got a couple up here, some smaller ones. And then a larger and a small down here, just to give it some interest. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me today as I figured out how to line up the wreath from Loving Wishes. Look at that. Look at that sparkle on all those flowers. I think that's really cool. Hopefully, I've given you the confidence or a tip to help you in your journey if you have this set in how to line this up. And then the Ohuhu marker hex chart, highly recommend that from Sandy Alnach. Thank you again, Sandy. And I will have everything I use listed down below if you're shopping. And if you're not, that's great. That's perfectly fine. Along with all of the items down below, I'll have a link to Sandy Alnach's hex chart. And if while you're down there, if you will hit that like button, it really helps me with YouTube and their algorithm. And until next time, happy stamping.